Welcome back, everyone, to our Making It Fun series using the career mode here in NASCAR Heat 3. So where we left off in our last video is we checked for an offer. Let's go ahead and do that again in Eldora. So we're ready to race. I have increased this to 25% race distance, so that should give us a little bit longer of a race, since I feel like with a 4-star car here at this track, we should have a pretty good shot at having a good run. I don't think we're in any danger of finishing top 5 or anything like that, but I do feel like we have a shot at doing much better. So I'm going to go ahead and get everything set up, and we'll be back in just a moment for the race. All right, here we go. It is race time. Looks like we got a few people that have some storylines. We got one guy that's really fast. Michelle Dillon is on the pole. There's our 22 ride. Remember, we are a 4-star car running at a 25% race against the maximum difficulty. Let's see what we got. Our goal position is 14th. All right, we'll have to keep that in mind. We're starting 15th. We had a pretty good qualifying. I was not expecting to be quite that high on the grid, but just taking some time to get used to exactly how good the AI are going to be, how strong they're going to be. All stuff that we're going to keep in mind for next season, which will be our first full season with our own team. All right, so I tightened the car up over the setup that I posted for the same reason we talked about in the last video. The car is definitely slower than it would be fully upgraded, so I tightened the car up so it doesn't rotate quite as much. And I may have tightened it up actually too much. But the good news is we are running in 8th, so we have plenty of speed. We got 25 laps total. And I like our chances for a very good finish. So far our speed here is telling me that since we're in a 4-star car and we're running quite well inside the top 10 with a 4-star, then we're not going to need anywhere close to a fully upgraded car next season in order to be competitive for top 10s and top 5s. All right, so it looks like we might be able to get closer to the top 5 since everybody's running right in close proximity to each other here. We might be able to squeeze in a top 5. Again, it's not necessary as far as the money goes, because our hot seat only stipulates we need to finish in 14th or higher. But we're certainly going to get it up as far as we can. Looks like the pole sitter just ahead of us. Let's see if we can pass this 99 car and get into the top 5. Looks like he's a pretty good match for us on speed, though. Oh, ouch. Somebody just put us into the wall there. Good move by Henderson, moving us out of the way. So the AI are very aggressive. They have no trouble getting into you, and will do so on a regular basis. So we're just going to have to get in there and run with them. All right, let's see if we can make those spots back and get back up to where we were. Ouch, more contact there. Good gracious. I'm sure I was giving him plenty of room there, but he didn't like it regardless. Felt like I was in his way. So that's the type of behavior we can get used to with the AI, so that's why I have no problems bumping into them from time to time. All right, so we're about halfway through the race, and still, I mean, we've got enough speed to run these guys down in the top 5 or so. The question will be, can we get by them and stay by them? Yeah, we're still well off the pace that we would be running with a fully upgraded car, but I'm liking where we are. Fighting for top 10s with a shot at a top 5 at least is a very good position. I like that. All right, we're back up into 7th. And let's see, which probably about the time of the race that we're going to start to see some lap traffic for the leaders, so I'm not sure how much of that we're going to get back here in the back part of the top 10. That sure is a lot of traffic ahead of us. All right, so it looks like we got immediately in front of us a lap car. Then I believe that's our pole sitter. That is just in front of that, which means that's our ticket to a top 5. Still got 6 laps to go, so we still got plenty of time if we've got the speed to get to her. And she is in some deep traffic right now, so that should slow her down and maybe give us a shot. Oh wait, there's a couple of lap cars there, but it looks like a couple of lead lap cars as well. So we might have a shot at a couple of positions here. Oh wow. We've made it to the top 5, so we're in a fight right now for it. And it looks like 4th place is around here somewhere, because I see now that our pole sitter, Dylan, is in 3rd. Yeah, there's 4th. I can just see him out to our right on the straightaway there. All right, so we made it into 3rd somehow with a couple of laps to see if we can make up any more ground, and most importantly, hold on to what we've got. Because these guys were faster than us before they got into lap traffic, so that enabled us to get into the top 3 and get on the podium. All right, final corner, and this is going to be a very successful race. A top 3, a podium finish, is always a good thing. It does have me a little bit worried that we were, with only a 97 speed rating, able to make it up quite that far, but a top 3 is certainly a good day. All right, 15.4 for the quick lap, certainly not anywhere near the fastest that we could have been with a fully upgraded car, so that worries me a little bit. And gives me some pause about how much upgrading we're going to be able to do next year in our first full season. All right, so a nice $2,500 payout there and a 4-star ride for Queen City Racing. That puts us up to $6,900. So Michelle Baker Dillon letting us know that racing in dirt can be tricky. Hopefully you're keeping your cool. So far so good. Nobody's mad at us, I don't think. Nobody's at least said they're mad at us, so. All right, let's check for our next offer and see what we get. All right, no offer on week 20. Okay, we don't really care about the results. We just want to know when our next ride's going to be. So our next hot seat should be in at least a 4-star ride, and maybe before the end of the season, we'll get a chance at 1 or 2 of the 5-star rides. And that's really going to be telling for how strong of a car we're going to need in order to compete for top 5s and 10s next year without overdoing it and getting a bunch of race victories. All right, so far, the last couple of weeks, we're not having any luck. Week 25, let's check. Come on, give us good news. There we go. Offer received. Oh, a 5-star team, $3,000 for a top 3 finishes. So the better cars that we get an opportunity to drive, the more they're looking for us to finish up front. So no more top 20 finishes or top 13 or 14 finishes. They want a podium finish for $3,000, and it's a 5-star ride. So I'm very excited. Let's get to it. All right, it is race time here at the dirt track in Vegas. Again, 25% race against the maximum difficulty AI. There is our car starting on the pole.
All right, you're coming to the green.
Still a little bit off of the laps I had run in free play mode, but much faster than what we've been dealing with overall. In fact, it startled me when I first got in the car. I've gotten so used to driving those cars with greatly reduced horsepower that I was surprised at just how much power this thing had. All right, this is not a good sign. I don't see anybody in my rearview mirror that is very close by, and we're just getting started in this race. 25-lap race. And yeah, I'm pulling away from them quite a bit here. This is certainly letting me know as we pull up our leaderboard here. Let's just keep an eye on how far ahead we are. It certainly lets me know that we don't want anything close to a fully upgraded car next season. In your car, if you're not familiar with how the career mode works this year, when you have your own team, you'll start out with a car at all 70s across the three portions. I'm trying to forget about driving for a few minutes and talking. That's generally not a good idea. But you'll have engine, aero, and then the suspension or chassis. And they'll start out at all 70s with a maximum of 75, and then you can, through various upgrades and employees, get that all the way up to 100. So 70 to 100 is your scale. And this is telling me we surely don't want to be anywhere close to 100, because we are running away with this thing. And I am certainly not running the fastest laps possible, because quite frankly we don't need to. We're already well into lapping the field. This is why I didn't want to get into longer races too early into our career path here. It's going to be a feeling out process. We're going to have to see what we can get by with and what we can't to make this thing as competitive as possible. Let's see, where are we up to lapping now? We got to be close to the top 10. Yeah, there's ninth immediately in front of us. Looks like he almost turned it over right there. Yeah, this is certainly not what we want, to be into the top 10 lapping, particularly this early in the race. My goodness. Just goes to show you just how far off the pace the AI are, because they're even slower in the career mode than they are in free play mode or quick race mode. And I think I heard the spotter say this was halfway. And all right, so yeah, we got 11-second lead here. I'm going to go ahead and close out that window. I think we got what we needed to get out of that. And we're lapping 23rd again, so for the second time. All right, 10 more laps. So now the question becomes, do we lap all the way up to second place? Because there is fourth and fifth immediately in front of us. I believe that's who it was. There's certainly a lot of work that needs to be done on the AI in this game. But we're going to do everything we can to help it out. All right, there's second place right in front of us in the green and black. And we are about to go by him now. Of course, part of that isn't so much about speed as it is about lap traffic. The AI don't seem to be able to get through traffic very well at all. In fact, overall, it doesn't seem like the AI race all that well. They race you hard, but with each other, it seems like they spend most of their time just following. And they don't actually pull out and try to pass each other near as often as I would expect, given how aggressive they are against us as the player. But thankfully, lap traffic here hasn't given me a whole lot of trouble. Nobody's really tried to put any aggressive blocks on me to keep me behind them. All right, we got a little open traffic here, or excuse me, open track. Looks like we're back up to 11th, lapping a second time. But that's what this particular season is about with all the hot seats. Is for us, it's about figuring out where we want to be next year. How good of a car do we want to have? And this is certainly helping us out with that decision. All right, final lap. All right, we'll take care of that, and we'll move on with certainly a top 3 with a victory. In fact, we even managed to get a 105 speed rating. Yeah, we don't want that as we go forward. So this was a good lesson. We're not going to be doing any burnouts. I'm simply not interested in burnouts. Not until we get much farther along. If I get a victory that I really, really want to separate, then we'll think about doing some burnouts. But okay, 14.9, and we had the fastest lap again, 5-star car. So nothing really all that surprising about that, other than just how dominant we were, lapping the entire field and working our way through a second time on the entire field. All right, so there's our nice payout of $3,000. Fortunately, the Xtreme Dirt cars aren't nearly as expensive as some of the later cars will be, the trucks, Xfinity, and Cup. So $6,900 plus this, that'll put us over, or right at $10,000. And that should be plenty for what we need to get started. All right, so for right now, I can't reply to these guys yet. Later on, we'll be able to reply to them, and that's how you can build rivalries or friendships as you can move the dial depending on whether you compliment these guys or insult them based on what they tell you. So we won our first dirt race of our career. We're getting some congratulations there. And oh, so that was our final hot seat offer. Wow. So that was pretty quick for us. Now that the season is over, it's time to take a look at the contracts and sign with a team next year. Okay, so we'll hold off on doing that until episode 3, because that's where we'll get into being able to hire employees, purchasing chassis, painting the car, any type of stuff like that. So we'll save that for a separate episode. For now, thank you very much for joining me. We're learning quite a bit about the career mode here in NASCAR Heat 3.